We have a question in hand about Vedic Dharma. We have done its part 1, 2, and 3. So today I can do the concluding part 4. And let's make a quick review of what we discussed earlier. We have already discussed that Dharma is not to be confused with religion, though many people think so, but these are two very different things. Religions are many, but Dharma is only one. So we have seen that everything in Vedic philosophy is treated as a dharmi, and dharmi is the particular thing, and all its characteristics are called its dharma. The way it exhibits itself, it's very natural. In the same manner, human beings must be possessing a natural human dharma, so to say. But that's where the important distinction comes, that we are the only species in the universe that even if I know my dharma, I have the freedom that I can deviate from it. And then what I finally exhibit, what I finally perform, is called my karma. And then because of this freedom, I become accountable to the agency who gave me the freedom, and that accountability is called as law of karma. So, in other words, for all the billions and trillions of things in the universe, their karma is same as their dharma. But for human beings, my karma may be different from my dharma. So, dharma is as if something is expected from me. But even though I have freedom, it is desired that I should follow my dharma. So basically, law of karma, which is a simple statement, is you reap what you sow, or what goes around comes around, whatever you say it. So it basically it is a reward and punishment, but it's not that somebody enjoys giving me, punishing me. It is basically to encourage me that I, of my own choice, of my own freedom and liberty and will, I come back to follow my dharma. So when we really follow dharma out of love for that supreme consciousness, for the school children whom I was conducting this program, I began to call it as super mom. So, that is for a child, it is very easy to, realize that he should follow his mother's instruction, not that she will reward him something, but just because of natural love that he reciprocates to his mother. Of course, his mother showers love over him, and now the child also has that love for his mother. And out of love and affection and gratitude, when he has that inner urge that I should follow my mother's instruction, in the same manner, as an adult, if I develop that relationship with that supreme consciousness, whom in the present context we can call Ishwar, and then we just follow it, then we are rising above this worldly thing where we do dharma for positive reward. Now this is an adult who is, slightly more mature. For him, this just becomes a natural set of principles because these are expected from him by the supreme consciousness. Now, if we have that love bonding with that supreme consciousness, then we should stay connected with her, just like a child is always close to his mother. And this is now explained through two-way relationship. His mother loves the child. That is why she hugs the child you know, once in a while. And it is expected that the child also takes the initiative and goes to hug his mother. In the same manner, now we are taking the limiting case towards that Supreme Mother, and then we say that, yes, she does hug me when I am in deep sleep. So, we are interpreting the deep sleep as when she is exhibiting her love to me and she takes me in her lap. And then, if I really wish to reciprocate my love to her, then that is what I should do. Attempt to go to meditation. So I take a clue from deep sleep when my mind is blank, and in the daytime I try to bring my mind in that state. And now I am interpreting deep meditation as a state when I am with that Supreme Mother. The relationship between me and Supreme Mother does not require the instrument of mind. Indeed, the instrument of mind is a obstacle in that process. That's why I have to calm down all that is happening in my mind so that I can disengage from my mind, and then I will be engaged. I will be in her lap. But in deep sleep, I am not aware that I am in her lap, but here I will become aware of that. And if we stay connected like that, then she even speaks to us in complex situations. That is my conscience and inner voice. These things we have discussed in last three installment, and today we are going to look at more pedagogic stuff. A common adult who may not realize he is connected to that supreme being and may insist that I need some sort of a guideline, some sort of word, etc. So here we say that follow. So Dharma is very easy to follow because these are nothing but instructions for that Supreme Mother who is everywhere and is every time. And whether she gives me a reward or not, and I, out of love for her, I wish to follow her instructions. And if there is some sort of a hesitation, sometimes we are locked in a fault like a situation. Should I do this or that? And I am undecided. There is a In that sort of a situation, if I am really leading a lifestyle, if I genuinely want to follow her instruction, then I do hear something within me. So that is called as inner voice or conscience. Something happens within me. It's kind of a warning if I am about to do something which is adharma, opposite of dharma, then she is warning me, triple warning, sort of doubt, an element of doubt and fear and shame. So, I have to cross over this triple warning before I commit to an adharma. And not only that, if I have not cared for all these things, then we have some written words of instructions. So that is the called Shruti or the Vedas. This word Shruti is important in the sense every human being is saying that I have heard, like Gayatri Mantra, I heard from my parents or from my teachers, and if we ask them, they will also say, I heard them. So this sequence takes up to the very first generation of human beings, and they also don't say that, don't claim that they were the authors of Gayatri Mantra. They say that we also heard, not from outer ears, but from inner ears, so to say. What is called Sampajñat Yoga in terminology of Patanjali Yoga. So now they are talking about pedagogic guidance. There are four layers of guidance. This is coming from Manu. So Manu is saying if you are not clear about Dharma, then you follow Shruti, the Vedas, and these are instructions from Ishwar. because we consider it as a revealed word. And if that is missing, or you are not able to connect to it, then listen, then get the instructions from Smriti. Smriti is explanation of Shruti by ancient scholars. Like Manusmriti is one of such books. And then they say if you are not even connected to that, then you just look around the conduct of noble people. That is called Sadachar. So there are four words here: Shruti, Smriti, Sadachar, and Priyam Atman. So Sadachar is whatever the good people in the society, how do they conduct themselves in those kind of situations. And suppose even you are slightly disconnect from this part also, then the simple advice is whatever you like it, you know, that is put forth in a simple terms. Always put yourself in other people's shoes. If you feel that it hurts you, it probably hurts the person too. So before you do something to somebody else, that's what karma is. Action is always something that you do, but it affects others. Then you ask yourself, if somebody else did the same thing to me, how will I feel? If it crosses that test, that benchmark, then you go ahead, then there is no problem. So dharma is, even then if somebody says that, I need more guidance, then there is one word guidance, so to say, and here also there is a choice. It depends what is your thinking pattern. One option is you borrow the word satya, which is truthfulness. If you are always respecting truthfulness in your life, then it will take care of your dharma. You will never go on adharma. Or if you want to look at it in a different way, ahimsa is also another option. Either this is either or situation. Whatever appeals to you more, you can pick up that word as the you know uh, guidance for your life. So ahimsa is not to hurt anybody. So I don't want to go into detail at this point, but they are basically two sides of the same coin. Just to give you a short example, if you are doing, if you are hurting somebody, but you are following this word, then also you can rationalize, look, if I am doing this, it hurts him, and if he did this to me, it will hurt me. That is a truthful observation, so I should not do that. So my dedication to truthfulness will be multidimensional, and it will include this also. And same thing will apply here. If I have adopted this as the word for my guidance, then this will ensure I don't want to tell a lie to somebody, because that will hurt somebody. So I will become truthful. So whether you follow this or this, it is the same thing. Okay. Now this is again from Manusmriti. If indeed dharma is your part of me, then these are the 10 virtues. So these are the 10 signs that will be integral to me, my personality. So I will be patient, forgiveness, subduing tendencies of adharma, not to steal, cleanliness of body, mind, self-restraint, abstaining from harmful substances, always interested in seeking to know new knowledge, harmony in thought, word, and deed, absence of anger. So these are 10 sort of benchmarks. If you have them, it means you are following the path of dharma. I think this was more for children's sake, so I don't have to. So then I gave them a question: is smoking dharma or adharma? Because by smoking, unlike eating meat, you are not killing somebody, you are not hurting somebody. Of course indirectly, slightly, because you pollute the air, and then you are hurting. But then somebody could say, I smoke in a very secluded place, and so on and so forth. So I gave this question, was trying to tell them even harming your own body is not a dharma, because this body is also not quite I own it. This is a gift from Ishwar to me, and just like as a rented house, I must take its good care. So I cannot harm my body also. So that way, one can argue this is smoking is not dharma. So here I conclude my discussion on dharma, which was in four parts. So this concludes the fourth part. And now I have a set of questions from very interesting questions from Kavindaji, and I will try to follow it in a particular order that makes sense. I am breaking it up into pieces so that we can navigate truly. It pertains basically, the questions are pertaining to philosophy of yoga and its practice. The very first question is Patanjali's definition of yoga is YogashChittVrittiNirodhaha. So the question is, what does it mean, when you are on the path of yoga? How does this statement translate into your practice? So, as a meditation practitioner, what will be the landmark if you are on this journey of Patanjali, the statement of Yogas Chitta Vritti Nirodha? So, there are four terms here. Yoga is yoga. Chitta is a component of my mind that I will elaborate slightly later. Vritti is all that is displayed by my mind to me. So in philosophy, Vedic philosophy, me and my mind are two different units, and I am the owner of my mind. So Vritti is what is displayed by mind. The word niyod means to subdue it. So like every moment at this point I am speaking. So in my mind I construct a thought and idea and sentence, and then I give a command to my voice signal and it speak out. And when you hear my words, you your mind brings it to you, and you, with the help of your mind, you make a sense out of those words, and then you say, okay, I understand what all these words spoken by the speaker mean to me. So this way, 24 by 7 we are functioning with our mind, so much so even when we go to sleep, some sorts of dreams are there. So basically yoga is subduing the functions of our mind. Somebody could say that human mind is so powerful, why I want to use it, why not to use it, why to bring it to a standstill condition. But then that is what is the magic of yoga, because any system, if you just are using continuously, you like driving a car but you don't drive it non-stop, isn't it? And if you insist, then there will be a breakdown, and then there will be a very difficult situation. So is true with the mind also. If we use it non-stop, and of course that should not happen. That's why nature's design is night is to sleep. Give some rest to your mind. But even then, because of our stress factor and all, we are not having good quality sleep these days. So, one thing is we have to understand, yes, sleep is important for us. And in the same manner, a conscious intervention in the daytime and bringing my mind to a standstill position is also very desirable. And that is what is the business of yoga philosophy. So, this having described to you the literal translation of Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. So, as we have said, up till now I use the word mind as a whole aggregate. Now, mind has, in the Vedic philosophy, mind is considered as an aggregate of three units, namely Buddhi, Ahankar, and Man. Don't worry about Sanskrit words at this point. I'm just, you can say, is A, B, C, whatever it is, no problem. And then, as I said, me, I am the owner of my mind. I am here somewhere, you know. So the point I am making is the first unit A, namely Buddhi, is closest to me. And that's what I am always watching, so to say. And this is what finally displays to me what is worth my attention, you know. So mind is like my secretary or my prime minister, if you are the empire, or if you are CEO, look at it as your personal secretary. So these are all kind of analogies. Then the closest to you unit is called Buddhi. If you get this word, fine, no problem. But now there is a big question, why Patanjali used the word Chitta for this, you know? Why did he not use Buddhi? That is why I have to tell you something about this ball game. I'm not going deeper into this, but second unit as our memory is like the filing cabinet of your secretary. All the data is there, you know. So now this Buddhi, generally, default function of Buddhi is what is called discriminatory ability. That's what is our thinking, you know. Thinking is a very powerful function which we are always engaged in. So thinking is always a process which leads to a conclusion, you know. When I am thinking, I conclude something. So that is called as a thinking operation. When this instrument is engaged in that operation, this is called buddhi. Okay, this is step number one. Now Patanjali is trying to teach us the path of yoga. Then he is saying, very first thing you should stop is thinking operation. You know, that is the first thing. If you still close your eyes and you are thinking, that has nothing to do with meditation, is it not? That has nothing to do with, you may be silent, but your mind is engaged, you are thinking, you know. This is nothing to do with meditation. So very first thing is, you should bring your mind to a calm state. It's not fully calm, it's not total standstill, but it is not in thinking operation. So you impress upon yourself that after these minutes of meditation, I will do the thinking, and you tell your mind, leave me alone for a while. Hmm? Now, this is the dialogue between you and your mind, and suppose your mind takes pity on you and stops thinking. Suppose that happens. But very soon, few moments later, you will notice that something appears here. Now, if you start processing it, you will again go into thinking, you know. But you are slightly conscious now that no, I don't want to process it. But you are observing it, slightly detached manner. Now, this instrument is called a chitta, that it displays something to you, but is not working as buddhi. This is very significant thing that every meditation practitioner has to understand, that this is now, its full potential is to work as buddhi, but of my own choice I am not using it as buddhi, but still it is functioning at its part potential, a small feeble stage, that it is just bringing something from my memory and is displaying it to me, and is just seeking to know, are you interested in knowing about it? Are you interested in thinking operation, a new thought, you know, a line, something like that? Then you try to say, no, 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 I am still detached. Eh? Now that hidden operation, that is kind of hide and seek is happening, is now this instrument in that situation is called a chitta. It is up to you. If you take too much of interest in what is being displayed by chitta, you will yourself make it buddhi. You know. So Patanjali's implicit suggestion is, this instrument now should not be let to be used as buddhi. Now the struggle is at a very fine level, that you want. Now chit is, look at chit as white screen like in a cinema hall. And whatever has come from this, that is called as vritti. So chit is a blank screen ideally. But what you are seeing here, is Chitta plus its Vritti. Like in a cinema hall, you see the screen plus the image that is falling on the screen, isn't it? So Chitta Vritti means Chitta plus the image that is on it, you know. And now, having been inspired by the teachings of Patanjali, you want to say, I want to remove these images and want to see this screen blank. So that is called subduing of the chittavritti. So that is what is the statement of yoga is chittavritti nirodha. So chittavritti is the image that is falling on the chitta. I am away from thoughts now, but I would like very much even this to vanish, you know. And that's what the whole training is all about. How to vanish, there is no vritti at all. So that it is like blank white cinema hall screen. Just to give you an analogy, is it not? Now Patanjali says this is not easy, you know. This is very difficult. So he tells me that this chitta has five possible states, you know, five possible states. First state is called kshipta, means it's very, it's a rapid sequence of images are coming. Mood means it is just not showing anything, like in deep sleep, you know, there is a blackout. It is in dormant state. So in the first it was dynamic, and in the mood state it is on the other extreme. It doesn't even work as a screen at all, you know, as if there is a blackout due to some superior force, whatever it is. That's how we go into sleep, you know. Now there is a third stage, vikshipt, like we are in at this point, which is our usual state where our chit is very dynamic, but once in a while, like I am asking for your attention, you are focused to me, and now your chit is not dynamic, is it not? You are quite focused to me. But you know, we have a attention span, maybe 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it is. Then again something will come, is it not? That is why that state is called vikshipta. It is not kshipta, it is not dynamic, but it is not much away from that also, is it not? So this is called as third state. If you don't get the Sanskrit terms, no harm, you know. So now he is saying to embark on the journey of yoga, you should at least be in vikshipta state. If you are childlike, flickering, then you won't study my message, you won't understand. If you are deep in sleep, you won't understand my message. If you are in vikshipta stage, pay attention to what I am saying. You know, that's what is Patanjali's thing. Now he says the fourth and fifth is the journey of yoga. So fourth stage is called ekagya, which is one pointed focused. You know, one pointed focus. And fifth stage is called niruddha, when it is subdued. So that is our final destination of the journey of yoga. You know. So thereby giving us these five states, he has given us an inkling that I cannot be nude just like that. You know, it was vikshipta, mood, vikshipta. Now in between is ekagya, then this is the nude state. This is totally subdued when skin is blank, you know. Now he says, you are here, you are listening to me carefully, fine enough, but don't hope that you will jump from here to here. There has to be a state here. That is called, now you are focused on one thing and nothing else comes there. So that is why in our practice we say mental excitation of home. So we, rather than any haphazard thing coming on chitta, we say that sound, let that sound be occupying my chitta, you know. This was chitta, ahankara and man. So I am a practitioner now. Now I borrow this concept. Okay, something has to be on my chitta, you know. Something has to be there. So rather than anything else, I will bring the sound home. Sound home means So we say, what is this sound Om? Now I don't, if I make it orally big sound, then even my, sensory organs are involved, and I am active on many domains. So no, I don't want that. I want only something here at a very feeble stage. So we say it is mental recitation of Om. So we say, let that become uniform. When that become uniform means nothing else can enter into my chitta, then I have achieved that state of ekagya. Is that okay? Ekagya means I am focused on that. Nothing else is coming there. So that's what we teach our students in Patanjali meditation, that you pick up this rather than anything else falling on your chitta. You superimpose the mental sound of Om, and be just watchful that nothing else come here. So that is according to Patanjali's statement. And if that is ekagya, then that state is called as dhyan. Now I am in meditation. You know, if that was not, if that was being interrupted, then that stage is called a dharna. So Patanjali's terminology is as far as the inner yoga of mind domain is concerned, dharana, dhyan, and samadhi. So dharana is the vehicle I have chosen. The vehicle I have chosen is mental recitation of Om. I have superimposed on that on the chitta, and I am very conscious. I don't want to get into thoughts. I am throwing away any thought, not letting them enter into my. Whenever they come, I am conscious. I come back to this. So this is my hook. I am hooked to mental recitation of Om just because my teacher has said that. you know and now, when with practice, that becomes uniform. Now no thoughts are entering, then my dharana has graduated to dhyan. So we say that you don't go from dharana to dhyan, your dharana graduates to dhyan. You don't decide at this point I am in dhyan. you know you are starting with dharana, and if all goes well, you will end up with dhyan. And then some of our meditation practitioners are aware of, even that sound then vanishes, but it is not displaced by other thoughts or any other image. Now you are in absolute nothingness. Now this is blank. Then we say you are in samadhi. Samadhi means the root here is dharan. That is what is the root in dharma also. So samadhi means now that mother has taken you in her lap. You know, Dharan means she's holding you now. So you have demonstrated your love and affection to her because you didn't let anything else come in your mind, is it not? If you love somebody, then you don't let, in those moments of intimacy, you don't let any other thoughts come to you, is it not? Say, I love my wife. I am sitting with her. We are talking. We are intimately discussing or talking, whatever. We are lost into each other. Then any other thought will not come. Or even I say, if you love a TV serial, for those 20 minutes, other thoughts don't come because you love that. So that's what happens here. If you are genuinely in love with her, and that's why that Pranav Dhwani is important. What Patanjali says, Tasya Vachaka. This is this sound reflex is an indicator for that Supreme Mother, is it not? So there is a connection why we choose this sound. Of course, this is a natural monosyllable sound, yet all these are interrelated issues. We don't go much into philosophy in our meditation classes, but we tell him, look, you just hold that sound Om, and that is what you want, nothing else. This is difficult at the early stage, but if he gets if he makes slight improvement, he realizes, yes, I can make further progress. And then comes a stage that even this sound is no more there. So now chit is blank, and now you are what is in samadhi. You are in that infinite ocean, whatever you call it, love, energy, knowledge, everything. is from that ocean, and now you are part of that for a while. So, it goes through the ekage state. That is very important. And that is in Patanjali's terminology. I gave you a bit simpler picture, but now coming back to ekage state, Patanjali says you will go through what is called sampajñāt yoga. Now, as if she doesn't, that mother doesn't take you just like that. She gives you something first before. It's like a child loves his mother. He goes to his mother, say, first time. She doesn't take a child in her lap. That will be the highest step, but she gives some candy or a pat or something like that, because he has first time demonstrated, reciprocated his love to the mother, is it not? So in this ball game now, as we are you know building up our love for her, she gives us something, and that is a bundle of knowledge that is called sampajñāt yoga. Now that is a bundle of knowledge in the sense that also has four subdivisions. So one is knowledge pertaining to the gross universe, these coarse objects, what is called made of panchabhut, which are amenable to our senses. Then the knowledge pertaining to that mind and all that, which is where my sensory organs cannot go that far, where the resolution is very finer than my sensory organs can get, you know, like about this Buddhi and all that. How do I know it? Or how did Kapil know it? This is all in that state of samadhi. So that is Sampajñāt Yoga. Again, it has four levels about the coarse objects, gross objects, about the superfine particles, and then about the Chitta itself, But here the Chitta is under the shadow of me, you know. So that is called as Ananda Sampajñāt Yoga. Then Asmita is again about me, but this is under the influence of my Chitta. So, I am not getting the pure knowledge of me and Chitta, but as if they are, one is influencing other, this is influencing me. So these are some finer points we can discuss later probably. So what he's saying is the journey to final destination, of course I described it simply, when she takes you on her lap, that may hope happen, anybody. Even if I don't sit for meditation, this is very important statement from Vyas. In all these five states, she can take me because this is her power. She can take me in samadhi any moment, even when I am in mood, even when I am in deep sleep, and she can give me a flash of knowledge. So from her side, there is no restriction at all. From our side, we have to go through these steps. And then when I said ekagya, then I said nirodha. Now here also, we can go very often, no problem, but this is going to be few moments only. It is not going to be for a good, I am not staying there for a good length of time, because if that length of time, that is actually what is asampajñāt yoga. So let's go step by step now. Yes, you can go there if I have good luck, even today, for maybe 5 seconds, 1 minute, 5 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever it is. But it is not like my, as if when I want, I can go there. I haven't come to that level. And then when will I come to that level? When I am formally, I have gone through Sampajñāt Yoga, all those 4 steps, then formally one day I will go there. And at that time, in this process, the seeds, the ahankar, the, buddhi, ahankar, man, the seeds of clash, that's what brought me into this world, they will get burned out. Then that will be a sampajñāt yoga. Let's not get confused. What I'm trying to say is, asampajñāt yoga has to come from sampajñāt yoga, ekagya avastha to nirodha. And this can come in informal manner. Every day you can go there, no problem. But that is not the objective of the human life. What is called ket ketyata, I have achieved the highest objective. That requires that sheets of clay should be burned out, and that requires formal sampajyat yoga and formal asampajyat yoga. So formal asampajyat, this is our practice, and one day we become qualified to formal sampajyat yoga and formal asampajyat yoga. A long story, but it's not that that should inhibit our interest or practice. It's in a easy each also, but once you get into this game, it's okay. Every day you are building up yourself, and you realize, yes, it's worth doing it, because I am making one step further, one step further, one step further.